In times of strife and discord, when fear burns hot as irons, ashes fall from the heavens, coarse, crushed ivory. Dunes stretch to the horizon, the sky is empty and bare. A lonely figure wanders there, clad in red and gold. The wind begins to howl, the figure spreads its arms, maelstrom of gray, storm of white, conception. Wisps swirl and gather. Formlessness gains form. Is it life or a mirage? Silken gray thrums with smoldering embers. Ash given life takes wing to quell the heat of passion. Hey guys, Dozer here. With Flesh and Blood's next set, Uprising, right around the corner, and fire ninjas and draconic illusionists and ice wizards raring to go, I'm super excited to be sharing with you the spoilers that I was given by LSS to help give you guys an idea as to what we'll be seeing in the next set. Thank you, LSS, for your help and by choosing me to give these spoilers out. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see what the set is like. So, as a Prism channel, first and foremost, as an illusionist channel, we're going to be incorporating Dromai and Icelander, and so where better to start than with some spoilers for Dromai. Right off the bat here, we've got Ash, which is going to be her core mechanic. The ancient illusionists of Zincaro have hidden themselves from the world since time immemorial. Sculpting Ash into form, they pulled forth powerful conjurations from these ivory planes, shielding themselves from the influence of the passing dynasties. Ash is a draconic illusionist token. It's not an aura, which is normally typical for illusionist cards. So by not being an aura, it doesn't have synergy with Crown of Reflection or Shimmers of Silver or even Haze Bending. This card is a completely new thing. It also has a new keyword called Material, which says while Ash is under an object, that object has Phantasm. Phantasm is familiar to us, but what it really means is that when this is defended by a non-illusionist, attack action card with 6 power or greater, destroy this, and close the combat chain. So by giving Phantasm to things that are not attack action cards, it'll be very interesting to see how that works with synergy going forward. Silken Form is the Draconic Illusionist arm equipment that we were given to spoil for you guys. First, let's talk about the second part, Quell 1. If your hero would be dealt damage of any type, you may pay a resource to prevent 1 of that damage. And if you do, destroy Silken Form at the beginning of the end phase. Now, this is very similar to Arcane Barrier, where Arcane Barrier lets you pay a resource to stop 1 arcane damage, but it doesn't go away. Quell lets you stop any type of damage by simply paying resources, which means that if you have a blue card in hand that doesn't block, Quell can let you now block multiple times in the turn on any type of damage that you might have taken. And true, while Quell makes you destroy the equipment at the end of the turn instead of Arcane Barrier, where Arcane Barrier would not make you destroy it, Silken Form has a kind of an eject button where it says as an instant, which means on either player's turn, whenever you have priority, you can destroy Silken Form to transform an Ash token that you control into an Aether Ash Wing. And transform means to create a token of the type that is declared on the card, in this case Aether Ash Wing, and put the Ash under it. As we saw, when something is over the Ash, they get Phantasm. So the Aether Ashwing here is going to have Phantasm. But what's an Aether Ashwing? Well, Aether Ashwing is a token dragon illusionist dragon ally, and it says it has 1 attack power and 1 health, and Arcane Barrier 1. Notably, it's not an aura as well, so you can't use it with things like Shimmers of Silver or such things like that. However, it has Arcane Barrier, which means that you can pay a resource and stop 1 instance of arcane damage per instance of Arcane Barrier that you have. And it doesn't go away at the end of the turn, so as long as you have this out there, you can help prevent arcane damage from, say, wizards. Aether Ashwing does not have an action on it that lets it attack. This is very different from the Ursur and Blasmaphet tokens from the Monarch set, where they had the ability to attack for free. Aether Ashwing does not have that written on the card, so it'll be very interesting to see how we're supposed to be using this to attack, just like how it'll be interesting to see how we attack with Dracona Optimi, one of the non-token dragon summons that we have in the game here. But for right now, that's all we know. We know that the Aether Ashwing here will have Phantasm, and so will any of the other dragons created from Ash, which is very interesting because if you recall, Phantasmal Footsteps doesn't say whenever a Phantasm is triggered. It says whenever an attack action card that you control is destroyed, you can pay 1 and get your action point back. Well, Aether Ashwing is an ally. It's not an attack action card. So if they pop your Phantasms on your dragons here, you're not going to get to use your Footsteps. It's very interesting, and we have yet to see enough to really know what's going on here. For instance, we don't know how Ash is made. We don't know how easy it is to get Ash. We don't know what happens to your Ash when they destroy your dragon. If they pop your dragon, do you get to keep your Ash or not? You know, a lot of questions are starting to abound here, but keep your eyes out for more spoilers. I know I am, and soon we'll be piecing this all together and doing a deep dive into strategy and deck building for Dromai and Icelander in the weeks to come. So keep cool. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Thank you for watching. This video and videos like it are made possible thanks to viewers like you. I want to give a special shout out to all the patrons that help make this content possible, starting with Tara Blitz, Exploding Potatoes, Jacob, James Swain, Joe Gianoli, Commodori, Mauricio, Michael Lynch, Patrick Weiss, Ronnie Martin, Tim J, Alex Enslow, Andy Lee, Better Than Average, Brandon, Ike Hagen, Greg Mitchell, Henrik, Jake Arms, John Downing Jr., Cantriacker, Moonshaker, Muskrat Tuck, Nicholas Astner, Nicholas Cariaco, Oxalati, Pinguino Oscuro, Raymond Scott, Ryan Cochran, Starman Jones, Tim Chambers, Ty Craig, Valentine N., Andrew Good, Bryce Morgan, Drew Wagers, Rachel, and Sarazar.